Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about my top 12 best designer vanilla fragrances. If you didn't know already, vanilla is an aphrodisiac. In perfumery, it's such a cozy and comforting, but also very attractive note. It really is a classic go-to scent profile. You can never ever go wrong wearing a vanilla-based fragrance. And all of the scents that I'm going to talk about are more vanilla focused, vanilla forward. There are some amazing designer fragrances to discover, so let's do it, and also look forward to a part 2 where we do the best niche vanilla fragrances. But let's go ahead and jump into it with probably one of the most iconic designer vanillas ever, and that is BabyCat from YSL. This fragrance has a pretty interesting backstory. It was never, I believe it was never released in the United States. If it was only for a very short period of time, and then you could only find it over in Europe. And I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, people started spreading the rumor that it was going to be discontinued. It was never officially discontinued. It was a Middle Eastern exclusive, but very recently in the last, I think like month, they have re-released this in the United States. So it is finally here to stay. And this is an incredible, very rich, enticing bourbon vanilla scent. It is so decadent and multifaceted. It has this suede undertone, this suede leather, but it's not too animalic. And I don't know if it's just the name BabyCat, like kind of swaying my opinion, but there's always been something about BabyCat for me that smelled a little like animal skin like. It's a bit boozy feeling in a way, very spicy once again with saffron. There's black pepper and a big dose of resins like elemi and olivana, a bit woody in the base. It is so incredible, and there is a reason that this is considered a top vanilla. It's kind of like tonka beans and elemi melting over very natural vanilla beans. The best word to describe it is iconic, and if you are looking for a beautiful, very luxurious, and very, very powerful vanilla, you need to try BabyCat. So the next fragrance on the list is Eau de Ombre Leather from Tom Ford, one of the more recent releases from Tom Ford. And this is going to be kind of an honorable mention. It is something out on its own, but I wanted to include this right after BabyCat because a lot of people have started to notice since its release that there are a lot of similarities between this and BabyCat. They're not the same, but they are kind of related. It has that really nice leather vanilla combo, but in Eau de Ombre Leather, this spice is more forward. It's more about coriander and ginger, which I love the ginger here. It kind of takes over the vanilla in leather, but it is still so fantastic. It feels more green, and the ginger gives it something kind of bright, a little bit more freshness in BabyCat, all combined with that kind of original DNA of ombre leather. And in my opinion, is the easiest ombre leather to wear, Eau de Ombre Leather. So my all-time favorite fragrance from the Invictus line is Invictus Victory Elixir. This is vanilla with a lot of aromatic lavender and a lot of cardamom with a touch of this kind of minimal incense note. It really just makes it interesting than necessarily smoky. There's also patchouli in here with some sort of very minimal, almost like aquatic undertone. And what I like about this is that it's one of the least sweet Invictus fragrances. The sweetness is there, but it's not overpowering. Kind of a more like youthful and modern fougere. Very flirty and loud, and definitely a compliment getter. So if you haven't been that impressed with the Invictus line, I would try Victory Elixir. A new release that really impressed me was Devotion Pour Homme from Dolce & Gabbana. So this is going to be more about coffee and citrus than necessarily vanilla, but the vanilla is a big player in here. It's not listed in the notes that they give us, but this definitely has some vanilla. It's undeniable, and this is not a typical designer scent. Very, very, very minimal sweetness, which is almost unheard of in the designer world. This is lemon with patchouli and coffee and a little bit of vanilla. It just really stands out to me in this era of bubblegummy, very intensely sweet tonka bean amberwood bombs that we see released like every other day in the designer world. I love how this one dries It's very transformative, and if you love coffee and fragrances, you have to try this. So good. Devotion Pour Homme from Dolce & Gabbana. So probably one of the first places that your mind goes when you think of designer vanillas is the Emporio Armani Stronger With You line, and Intensely is a very popular fresh vanilla. This to me just smells like autumn. This has toffee and cinnamon with amber and vanilla and lots of lavender in the opening. It's very sweet and ambery, a really beautiful dimensional gourmand. Very cozy and snuggly. Really a great signature scent for the colder weather. A crowd pleaser, and that toffee and cinnamon combination is just delicious. If you want to smell borderline edible, try Stronger With You Intensely. And this is one that the ladies go nuts over. So next up is Givenchy Gentleman Society Extreme. This is going to be more complex and dimensional vanilla. This is truly an impressive scent on a man. Just like the name would imply, very gentlemanly. It really embodies the feeling of classiness. Thanks to this very rich orris butter accord. This is spicy. It's dark with a lot of vanilla. With a hint of earthiness, you are going to find a lot of vetiver and clary sage with just a hint of mintiness. You can really dress this fragrance up. It is a head turner and a very elevated nighttime fragrance. A bit earthy, but not too dirty, mixed with more creamy woods. Stunning, elegant, very classy, and there are a lot of occasions that you could wear this and you're just gonna smell amazing. Gentleman Society Extreme. Another classic vanilla scent is Jazz Club from Maison Margiela. This scent just instantly transports me to New York City. Such a comforting scent too. It's tobacco and vanilla with rum, and it has this really nice kind of delicate neroli and citrus note that really lightens it up. It's more of a sweet tobacco too. It's not too smoky or leafy or dry, and not too dark. Definitely a lighter tobacco scent mixed with some pepper. It's just the type of scent that you never ever want to stop smelling. It is the perfect balance of elegance, masculinity, and warmth. A very natural vanilla scent. It's not sugary sweet. I really can't get over it, and this is very sexy on a woman as well. It is a must-have, like, in your collection for life. Just please do not pay retail for this, please. A great affordable vanilla is Nitro White from Dumont Paris. And this is the perfect fragrance for those who like very loud and sweet fragrances. This is more of like a honeyed vanilla with patchouli, with some resins. There's some myrrh here with iris and juniper berries. It's definitely more like, it's pretty complex for a fragrance that is literally only like $30. There's cypress. It comes off a bit fruity, but really it's more focused all around these resins, this honey and vanilla. But it is balanced. I will say it is a very sexy scent, and women love to smell sweets on a man, by the way. It's kind of bubbly, effervescent, semi-gourmand once again, very playful and long-lasting. A great vanilla if you're shopping on a budget. Nitro White. Next up, we have Givenchy Pie, a classic from 1998, and you can also find this one for a very low price. This one is a bit more mature and grown-up smelling. It's kind of this orangey almond vanilla, kind of like almond extract in a way. It's not synthetic smelling, like sometimes almond can come off a bit Play-Doh-like. It's not like that in here, but also kind of mixed with a bit of this kind of clean soapiness. There's a lot of soft floral notes in Pie. It's benzoic with vanilla and tonka beans. There's neroli, geranium, lily of the valley, and some green herbal notes. To me, this smells very comforting. It smells very festive, kind of Christmassy, and it still works really well today. Another great one if you're shopping on a budget and you don't want something so sweet, Givenchy Pie. Next up, we have Male Le Parfum. This fragrance is so viral, especially over on TikTok. This is cardamom with lavender and iris and vanilla, mixed in with that classic Le Male DNA. More like amped up lavender in this. It's very aromatic, very creamy, with a little bit of ultramol in here as well, but definitely with more depth. It's kind of oriental, woody and sweet, very sexy and attractive, and I will say a very interesting vanilla that doesn't really scream vanilla, if that makes sense. Of course, with that very sexy sweet, very mass appealing Jean Paul Gaultier DNA. Very mass appealing, but still different. Male Le Parfum. So if I had to pick one house to crown the king of designer vanillas, it would have to be Tom Ford. And another winter absolute must-have is Noir Extreme Parfum in the gold bottle. And this fragrance is inspired by the Indian dessert kulfi. It's kind of nutty, but it has this more sensual side to it. There's some suede leather with some kind of soft animalic touches, but it's not going to jump out at you that way. You're not going to realize that you're smelling something animalic. It's really just going to feel very alluring and sensual. Just kind of adds like this mysteriousness and something that grabs and holds your attention. There's ginger and cardamom with orange blossom. It's so strong, it lasts a very long time, and definitely the most gourmand in the Noir line, and the most masculine as well. It's an amazing cold weather fragrance. Noir Extreme Parfum. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up the video with another fragrance and classic from Tom Ford, Tobacco Vanille. This is perfect if you live somewhere that is absolutely freezing. But I have to say, this fragrance, Tobacco Vanille, can be a bit polarizing at first. A lot of people smell it and they immediately fall in love, or some people just immediately hate it. So definitely try this one in store first. This is a more exotic vanilla with this really beautiful dried fruit note. It's kind of plummy, like dried plums. I absolutely love that note in here. And this very strong kind of chocolatey, like dark chocolate accord. And the tobacco is not too harsh in this. It's more like a tobacco blossom type of note. Kind of gives me some James Bond vibes with vanilla. It's classy, elegant, a touch smoky, and very put together. And that dried fruit note, in my opinion, truly makes it something very special. Very strong. It is a staple if you live somewhere cold. Very well performing. Perfect if you love anything with tobacco and vanilla. I'd say it's a must experience. It is not blind buy safe at all. It's very easy to try it in store at places like Sephora. Just try it in store and then get it online for cheaper at a discounter. But if you have a very bold personality to pull this off, it is very attractive. But yeah, guys, that was just my top 12 best designer vanilla fragrances. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment down below. What is your favorite vanilla? I would love to know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.